And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, Pidi Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Wherever you are locally, regionally, internationally, we say a special good night to you from the Talking Points family. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 12 minutes after the hour of 8 on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Good night to all of you joining us via the various mediums. Those of you joining us via We Noise Radio, we say a special good night to you all. Good night to you, Wade. Good night to the entire circle, yeah? Those of you on Facebook, Anthony Peters, Teresa Colimo, I see a picture of you today, girl. Evelyn Narayan. Esther Peters, Rocky Ventura, Rebecca Stafford, McLean Mitchell, Dillian Pierre, Laslyn Douglas, Joan Henry, Margaret Felix, Cynthia Collins, Elizabeth Douglas, Wallan Aquat, Errol Bonaparte, Nurse Wendy Ann McGuire, listening in from South Dakota, Maria Ramsey, Gloria Bonaparte, Lynn Joseph, James Arnold, good night to you, Jacqueline Wells, Yvonne Courtney, John Mark, good night, Tegwa, good night to you, bro, Ingrid Bourne, Olive McEwen, good night to all of you following us on the Facebook tonight. Yes, we do have the Facebook up and running tonight. There was an update to the software, and apparently they fixed the problem that they caused with the last update, so it's working now, yeah. Yes, Teresa, laugh. We papa, hey, hey. Samantha. In the house, Chris London, good night. Yes, indeed. Chris, don't play around here. Red Girl, Pascal, Herbert, Nore, Moko, Joseph. And my good friend in Springs, Moko Pin. Jocelyn Madison, Jakim Williams, Ann Andrews, Velma Pascal, Cicely Celestine, Gillian Williams, Roland Batiste, Oswald Belfon, Glenda John, Hilary Joseph, Antonito, you over here too, boy. Nice. Dale Francis, Jacket Man. How you doing, bro? I see Anne-Marie Dick, Michelle Alexander, Jerome, Kenneth Lewis, good night to you, Joycelyn Francois, J.C. Sherry, Tyrone Marcel, Clive Raymond, Agatha Debole, Andrea Burke, Joyce Lewis, John Stafford, Stephanie John, good night to you on the home circle, Tati and everybody, your husband. Jay, good night to you. Rick English, good night. Shoma Alexander, Cynthia Bartholomew, Carried Spice Witness, Roslyn Jones, Cindy Thomas, Lona Lolo Williams, Yolan Pariak, Shoma Jeremiah. Yes, and I have been having internet problems this afternoon. The internet was just cutting off, and it only started at 6 p.m. and it happened going right up until about 7:15 that the internet would be on and just cut off and come on and cut off. So if it happens, if you realize the program, yeah, that is what happens, the internet. So just in case it happens, we're hoping that problem has resolved itself. It's been steady so far for the last 45 minutes or so. It's been steady, so let's hope that it holds for the night. Yeah, Deborah Laborde, Denise Donaldson, good night to you. I see Adrian Watts, the lovely Mrs. Watts, good night to you. Anne-Marie Grant, Gavin Thomas. Gavin, what's up, bro? Faithlyn Halley Douglas, Hermina Batiste, Francis George, Byron Frank, Denise Sandy, Listra Abraham, Faithlyn Halley Douglas, Kathleen Ledlow, Maud Martin, Vanessa Lalji, Agnes Henry, Ruth Thomas, Dalton Strawn, Claude Abraham, and I must see Claude right at where I see in Albana. Claude Abraham and Alban Harris, good night to both of you brothers. Teresa Joseph, Errol Bonaparte, Deborah Flanders, good night to each and every one of you. I do hope that you all had a wonderful weekend. That if the opportunity was there, that you got some rest, you got some time for reflection, that if you had any tasks that needed to be completed, that you were able to get. Fingers crossed that the internet behave itself. There's no one thing is another. When you're doing things online and you're using various computers, things happen. All those who does send the messages via WhatsApp, and so we say a good night to all of you. Joyce Thomas down there in Trinidad. Joyce, how you doing? Yes, it did. Wait, what happened to the music? Hey, don't do that to me, man. Special good night to Mr. Handsome. Special good night to Mommy. Also say a special good night to my good auntie, Auntie Sylvie. Gemlin, Millie, Marvlin. Certain people multi and certain people go vexify and call their name, you know. Good night to you, Mrs. Fortune. And a special good night to you as well, Mrs. Maureen Macphail. Good night to you, Mr. Hudson Macphail. Hope you're feeling much better, eh? Mommy George, good night to you. Let me say a special good night to the staff at the new National Party Secretariat. Yeah, we often don't shout out the hard-working staff at the NNP Secretariat. Mrs. Campbell and Florina and Marcy. That this week, Friday, the St. David's constituency branch of the new National Party, they've got that barbecue sale coming on. All right, it starts from 1 p.m. They've got barbecue chicken, they got barbecue fish, barbecue pork, pigfoot sauce, Spanish waters, bacon fish cake, potato salad, green salad, garlic bread, and of course they say the bar is ice cold. In fact, watch, right now, we stop say Eskimo style and we start to say Neptune style. Because you see that them planet and them out there, yeah, like Uranus, Neptune, them place cold. So yeah, cold as out there, with the sunlight they reaching, right? So ice cold drinks, yeah? And that's taking place at the party office out there in La Sagesse St. David. And for more information, you can call 414-4978. Maybe you want to make a contribution, you want to contribute a case of chicken towards the barbecue, give them a call. You want to donate some fish, give them a call. You have a pig you want to roast and make a call, right? Nice. So if you want to help donate, because remember that's St. David constituency, yeah? That is the St. David constituency. So if you want to help the fight, you give them a call, 414-4978. That's the new National Party St. David's constituency branch having their barbecue sale. That's taking place this Friday from 1 p.m. Also remember the back to school, and I keep saying this because I realize it's helping a lot of people. So I'll continue to help a lot of people by saying it. Yeah, you go to K&R bookstore, they where Otway Bailey have the new place there. You could enter from on the H.A. Blaze Street side. You're going upstairs there, right? And you're asking for K&R bookstore. You're telling them Sheldon send you. You want the 2 for the price of 1 special on all school supplies. School supplies, not other things you might see there. School supplies. So you know you have 2 children, but you only have enough money to get for 1. You head into K&R. So you buy 1 pack of crayon, you get another pack. You buy 1 pack of pen, you get another pack. You buy 4 books, you will get 4 books. So it's buy one, get one free on all school supplies, and that goes until August 31st. Right? Pens, pencils, rubber, highlighters, markers, notebooks, backpacks. Imagine you could get 2 school bags for the price of one. All you had to be crazy, man. All you ain't gone. All you ain't reached there yet? Right. Just in case, all you could call them tomorrow. 231 3500, right? 231-3500. And of course, Malika Kalani, right, folks? You know I will never forget the child. Always. Until she reaches in the United States, I'm not stopping until she reaches in the United States. All right? So Co-op Bank, that is the account number. Nexa Credit Union, that is the number. Remember the situation we're dealing with is not something we could continue to play around with, right? So we understand it's a tumor and everything, so that needs to be addressed ASAP. So let's just give you a reminder, 2 other things before we get into tonight's program.
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Fitness Revolution 11 2025, 16 days of fun, fitness, laughter, energy. I just want to encourage everybody to come down to both Tantin, Old Trafford playing field, and Monroe's Granans for our eventful fun, fitness, and giveaways. Fitness Revolution 11, one and all. See you there.
Yes, indeed, folks. So, yeah, you got all the information. We're done with the promotions. And so for now, yeah, healthy living, man. And that's my good partner. Yeah. So, all you go out. I know you could do your job properly. All you go out. Nice. And go on to K&R bookstore. But make sure, in all that all you do, that all you go and support Sister Nolene on Friday at that barbecue. Remember, it's starting from 1 o'clock. Yeah? So, all the busmen, all of you that are driving along the East Coast, make sure that that's where you're getting lunch and so on, man. And when you go, say, Sheldon, tell me, come and get. I ain't say, Sheldon, go pay. I say, Sheldon, say, come and get my lunch. Don't tell the people, Sheldon, go pay. Sheldon can't pay. All right? But go and give your support. All right? They're going to have the barbecue. They're going to have drinks on sale. And so, busmen, all you could take the barbecue, leave the drinks alone. Yeah. All you could take the drinks when all you're done. Run. Yeah, all you could take the drinks and them kind of thing. Nice, indeed, folks. And we're going to leave the phone lines open tonight. Because we're going to be having discussions on various issues tonight. One of them, before I get into one of the other major issues, I recognize that there is a lot of this. In fact, you know what? Let me hold that one and come to that one secondary. And let me first deal with this particular issue, because especially for Mr. Handsome and the rest of the people there, up in Clozier, they are having a really hard time. And folks, what we saw last week, it has developed way past that, way past that. What we were seeing, Remember, last week Tuesday, we were talking about a little crack, just about as wide as a ruler, a little crack in the road. Now it's a 3-foot drop. Yeah, the land has cracked and gone totally. The house that they keep speaking about let's just face it. The house is good. That's it for the house. Yeah, let's just face that fact and stop the pretty language around and all kind of thing. That house is done. That's as far as I could see there, right? Because it's the land right around it is cracked, everything. We're hearing all sorts of stories now. But let's hear from Mr. Alvin Dabrio, the former MP, and soon to be returned MP for St. John, along with the political leader of the New National Party, as they visited the location over the weekend.
I would like to empathize with the people of Clozier. They are isolated. So I want to take this opportunity to call on the MP for St. John and the Minister of Infrastructure, who is also the Prime Minister, to operate a shuttle service so that the people in Clozier could be shuttled to here. And then you have another shuttle at the bottom that will take them to Guelph so that they could go to the market, go to the groceries, go to the doctor, whatever business that they have. So anytime you're doing a project like that, you definitely do not want to do it in the rainy season up here. Do it in the dry season. But it just shows you again the lack of leadership and the lack of thought that was put into this. And the MP for Guelph, she has this as a flagship project. She should be embarrassed to put that there. I'm not sure what she was calling a success. Maybe it's the excavator she's looking at as an accomplishment, but definitely not this disaster that's happening here.
But I must say the road as it is here now is affecting me very bad, and it's not only me, the whole community. And as for me, a person that now starting a business, like about 6 months ago to about 8 months, it's very hard for me. And a morning time when I could have taken a half an hour sleep late, right now I have to get up a whole hour before to make myself available to come down early, either to walk or we put together with a taxi, or we just walk to reach part of the way to get right. But I must say, it's very saddening to see the whole situation here. I even feel sad for the owner of the house, and I know it is affecting each and every one of us, and I'm so happy to know that school had closed before. I'm wondering now what will take place the time of school reopening, The whole area is affected, and to go Grenville is money. From the time you leave home is money. You have to spend money to drop you to Grenville. You don't know where you're getting the money. You go to Grenville to buy, how you getting it back up? You have to hire transport. Same thing as Guelph, you have to hire transport to go down Guelph. You have to hire to come back up, and you cannot buy things to come up. The shopkeepers and them have it hard too. Sales still not coming. So it's hard in the village for everybody. All who passing in and out, it's hard. It's hard for the elderly, sick and everybody. Because if any sickness, ambulance have to come, where to call. When you call, you have to answer all questions before you may get through, you may not get through. And it's hard on everybody's side. So we're looking for something more to be done to help us out in Clozier.
You see the state of the step where they make for you walk on this, you walk at night, you can lose your balance at any time. You understand me? And the road not safe, none at all. It can go at any time. This is the condition we up here, so we have to park the car them down there so and walk home. We in a weather season now, so going to market now, look at the challenge that we have, right? So going to market and we have to go look all of the stuff them to come back up. We don't know what is going to happen.
It's sad because I'm looking at the gentleman house next door to me, and I've seen that the effort that he have placed in it to build his house, and him himself now seeing what he have done, he does not know if the house would stand or would just cave away, just as this year. And it's sad for him and for me, being in race route and have to pass all the way around in order to come here.
It's very unfortunate, and it appears that there's a lot that has happened here that the human factor was responsible for, and this is not just an act of nature.
Yes, indeed, folks. So that was a message there from the New National Party, the political leader. I tell all you, I know political leader, and as soon as she reach, they on telescope. They telescope, yeah, right through. As soon as she arrives. So the folks up there, they're still going through a pretty hard time. From what I've seen, they're going through a very difficult time. The residents of Clozier. And indeed, it is also a problem for many other people that have to pass through that area to get over to St. Andrew, because sometimes some people in St. Mark, and so some other, they pass through that area. It's a shortcut to get over to St. Andrew. So it is causing a problem for them. All right, folks, remember the phone number to call, 1473-440-7377, but not directly. Please, you've got to call us on the WhatsApp. You can only call us via WhatsApp on that number. All right? Yeah. So it is a problem. And then you see folks attacking Mr. Alvin Dabry online because he said straight up, he said, listen, provide transportation for the people to get just before that event. Provide transportation for people to get there, because what is happening now is that folks on the top side have to walk down to that point and then cross over and then hope that there's transportation on the other side for them to get out of that area. So it is unfair to them. It is really unfair to them, right? And then outside of that, you still have the further situation. Yeah, you still have the further situation where when they get to the other side, they have to walk until they get transport. So all that Mr. W has been saying is that, hey, provide transportation from the top down to the point where you have the break. Now you all have something going across there. Provide something at the other side now so that people could get down to St. John, because how do the elderly people, etc., make it? And let me play something else here for you. And I didn't ask Mikey for permission. Mikey, I didn't ask your permission. I said earlier I did not ask for Mikey's permission. But the video that he did is so important that I think I should play part of it for you all to see. That said, make sure all you go on Mikey Live and give him some views, please, for your video. I mean, I don't have to beg for Mikey, but still, I use the man video. I don't want nobody come and say the seed by me, they ain't going and seed by Mikey. Go on Mikey program. Mikey used to live up in that area, so he knows, and what he would say, how he would contextualize what is taking place up there would be more clear and precise than what I am saying as a person that visit the area, pass through the area line there. But he, as a person who was living there, it's important to hear what he has to say about this project. So let me just show you a bit. I'm not going to show the entire thing, but let me just show you a bit of the video that Mikey did at that Clozier location.
Okay, so we are providing an update on the Clozier situation. We were here a couple days ago, and this, although it was a small crack, at least you could have moved it around. This has gone to about 3-4 feet. This was a couple of inches, but not even a foot. Right now, this is about 3-4 inches in height. All right, this is the road, and this is a good distance from where the construction of a retaining wall was supposed to be taking place. All right, so look at this. Look at the height of this. They have even gone ahead and put these books there. So this is far from where the construction is taking place, and I'll show you. Okay, look at what is happening outside, not even on the road, but look at this. So all these cracks, the like dropping of the land is happening at a further distance from where the construction is taking place. Now, the much talked about house, I mean, even if it is still intact, but that house is no longer usable if you're concerned about your safety. There are cracks everywhere around. Look at this. We were here the other day and this was normal. This level of break, and that was a couple days ago, or 3 or so days ago. So it is happening at a rapid pace. The cracking is happening at a rapid pace. All right, so this house is no longer livable. All right, the cracks are everywhere, and this is going now. This here is closer now to the construction area. All right, this is closer to construction area. So you see, there are a lot more cracks happening in other areas than close enough. You know, it's just weird. So here we have the steps. It's gone. Look at, you have a resident. I was here when they were constructing this bridge. All right, and it was perfectly fine because they just constructed that walk path a couple of days ago. Like when I was here, was it Thursday or so? I think I was here Thursday or Friday, one of the days, Thursday or Friday. All these things were not happening. I mean, you had the stairs, part of the step was already out, but look at what is happening here now. The steps almost into. This was supposed to be a very simple project. Construction of a retaining wall because the road had a little break. I think it was 100 and something feet of wall, right? And it's like, I don't know, you know, like when you have a balloon, I don't even know how else to explain it. When you have a balloon, so the balloon exists, and you just take a tiny pin and you pop that balloon, everything just disappeared. The land is gone. You know, it has been caving in so rapid for the past few days. So no obvious cracks on the house itself, but you can see separation from the ground, right? This is what we are seeing here. Look at the height of this thing, I tell you, and all these cracks. Look at the height of this thing. So very interesting. So let's now go further into. This is even unsafe for residents to be close to, if you ask me, because it don't took me off guard. Right? Yeah, it don't took me off guard. So I mean, look at it. So I see now that they're going further inland. I'm not sure what the plan is for here. Maybe they'll try to see if they can get to put the road here, but again, I don't know about that, because you see there's a lot of cracking taking place here as well. This used to be the road, right? Like I said, this little walkway was just constructed here when I was here the other day, and no, it's almost gone. All right, yeah. Okay, but herein lies the problem. Oh my, Lord God. So look at this. So you have water here. This water has been here forever. So could that be the source of the problem? I do not know how soggy. Okay, solid enough. All right. This could be part of the problem. This water here has been here. You understand? So that's constantly flowing. So there's no way of getting rid of that flow of water. That's just naturally the path of the spring.
Yeah, and as I said, folks, I'm just playing a part of it for you all. Go on Mikey Live and see the rest. Yeah, go on. I ain't playing the man whole video. The man take his time, he drive up there, he go and do the whole video. I can't show the man whole video. So when we finish, all you go on Mikey page and all you go and see the entire video of the situation up there. But I thought it important to give you all an idea of just how much it has changed between last week and this week. Yeah? That's how much it has changed. And tonight is the first time I actually hear the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure speaking in relation to the issue. Before, I keep hearing about the contractor, and the contractor feel that he have it under control, and the contractor say this, and we ain't see the contractor up to now. Mind you, what we've been seeing is representative of the site manager or some kind of thing like that we've been seeing, but we haven't seen the contractor themselves, at least I haven't. And now we see some representative from the Ministry of Works suddenly, because we call them out and say, well, all we hearing is from contractor, we hear nothing from Ministry of Works, and basically saying that they know what they're doing. That's, as far as I'm concerned, I listened to them on GBN News a while ago. I just believe that these people don't know what they're doing. And someone here is saying that they're not hearing about the fault line discussion, that Clozier may be on a fault line. And for those of you that may not understand what they mean by a fault line is like a crack in the surface of the earth. And we're not talking about a small one here. We're talking about, for instance, the Maboya area is along a fault line. That's the reason that has been, you're having all those problems in Maboya, where the road collapsed and so on, and you're having a problem. Yes, it's along a fault line. And there are various fault lines, cracks in the earth, that you may not notice or may not be that visible, or that may develop over time. Yeah, we are volcanic islands, so you have areas moving, that sort of thing taking place. So there is one discussion that it may be a situation that Clozier is on a fault line. I am not sure. It could be the case. That might be the reason more than the water why that is happening. It can be part of the reason. Yeah. And same person is telling me here that fault line in Maboya, because I know for a fact it's a fault line in Maboya, goes all the way to Peggy's Whim in St. Patrick. Yeah? Oh, so Clozier is in the path of it as well. Okay, now I understand. Okay, now I understand as well. Yeah, so there's a fault line, a crack in the earth all along that path there. So that is what is causing that particular problem. So as I said, folks, we also have the phone lines are open for those of you that would like to call. No, don't try and call when it's 1 minute to 10. Here we go get you. Yeah? So for those of you that would like to call, the opportunity is there. Also, folks, there's a big discussion that's taking place. We heard political leader of the New National Party speak to the issue. That is the issue of the change of the oath of allegiance. Now, when you're being sworn in as a government minister or as a parliamentarian, and in one or two other offices as well, I believe some police, etc., do it, etc., you swear an oath of allegiance to, back in my time was Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors, so help me God. That is how you swear that oath of allegiance. The discussion is to change it from swearing allegiance, in this instance now it's King Charles, to change the oath of allegiance from King Charles to Grenada. So you swear an oath of allegiance to Grenada and no longer swear an oath of allegiance to King Charles, his heirs and successors, so help me God, and whatever. Right? So it's I do swear to Grenada. That is what it would be changed to. Again, let us be clear. The New National Party has and will always be in support of changing the oath of allegiance. In the 2016 referendum process, the oath of allegiance was attached to one of the bills that were rejected by the people of Grenada. Yes, it was there. It was part of the referendum process of 2016. Contrary to the nonsense being spoken by the Attorney General of Grenada, it was part of the schedule, one of the things that would have been changed had the process been successful back in 2016. The same Attorney General who is saying that was not part of the process in 2016, let me let you all know. One, I, Sheldon Scott, sat next to her, Claudette Joseph. She was representing, at that point in time, the National Democratic Congress on the Constitutional Reform Committee. Yeah? I was sitting right next to her until a point in time came and they pulled out because they decided that they're going against the constitutional reform. So the same person who is saying now that they're going to change it worked steadfastly against changing that back in 2016, but circumstances have changed now. They're not in office, they're in office, and the New National Party is not. So they would like to say, what, we've changed the oath of allegiance and we do things that the New National Party could not do. Let us be clear. The New National Party in 2013, and if we want to go further back than that, we could say there are 1, 2, 3, 4 instances that the New National Party had over the 2/3 majority that is required for a parliament to change certain aspects of the Constitution. So the argument about Parliament not being able to change the Constitution, to me it's a wasted, I don't know why people are wasting their breath on that. It's clear. Parliament can change some aspects of the Constitution, what are considered minor changes. Yeah? Let us get that clear. And I'm not going to pull Constitution and everything tonight. We could do that later in the week. I prefer to have a lawyer on with me when I do that. But the Constitution of Grenada is clear. Minor changes can be made via the Parliament with the vote of a 2/3 majority. The New National Party had a 2/3 majority between 1984 and, well, we can't quite say 1990. That 2/3 majority went before 1990. But after 1984, they had a 2/3 majority. They could have changed certain aspects of the Constitution. They did not. In 1999, the New National Party won every seat in the Parliament and held on to all but one up to 2003 when there was another general election. So they had a super majority. They had more than the 2/3 required. They had all. They did not make the change at that point in time. In 2013, once again, the New National Party won all the seats, went to a referendum process, things like that, and 1 or 2 other items that were brought in the referendum in 2016. Those issues could have been just taken to Parliament and passed. But again, you're dealing with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell as political leader of the New National Party and Prime Minister of Grenada. And in his thinking, it is better, even though, and especially when you have the majority to be able to make that decision, it was better to bring it to the people and give the people the opportunity to make that decision. It is not that the NNP could not have done it, but the NNP believed that the better option was to take it to the people of Grenada so that you could have had a say in relation to, yes, we want to change that. We want to be swearing to no queen. But the same Attorney General who is pushing now and trying to talk down to people and who is basically cussing people and trying to tell people they're stupid because they know what they're talking about and all sorts of things. The same Attorney General, and if you are being truthful to yourself, people, you would remember that is the same Claudette Joseph was attacking the constitutional process, reform process. They were the ones saying, she in particular was one of the people saying, take it to the people, and they don't know why we're rushing this thing, and we should bring it to everybody and let everybody have the say in relation to it. The NNP maintains, and you heard it from the political leader, that the NNP is in full support. We're not hypocrites. We don't say one thing when we're in government and the next thing when we're in opposition. Check the record. NNP does not say one thing when you're in government and say the next thing when you're in opposition. So the NNP is in full support of changing the oath of allegiance away from the crown and to the people and state of Grenada. That is clear. What the New National Party continues to say, not that you need to have a referendum. Again, the political leader was clear on that. Nowhere did the NNP or the political leader say have a referendum. In other words, make people come out and vote on it. What she had said is that take the issue to the people before you go in Parliament and do what you could do, what NNP could have done before. and disrespected the people and just say, well, we believe that is all you want, so we're doing it. You have an opportunity. There is no undue haste or rush that you must do it immediately now, unless you want to call elections right after. That's the only reason if you want to go and call elections. So when you're taking the oath as opposition leader, if you're that lucky to win your seat, which you won't, but that when the NNP go in and take the oath, they're taking it to Grenada, we don't mind. You know? But still, no, back on track. The NNP is simply saying, hey, take it to the people. Go to the people of St. David. Say to them, this is what we're going in Parliament and do. The reason we are doing it is because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If you want to use the rest of the alphabet, it's up to you. But go to the people and say to them, this is what we're going to do. It is a change to the Constitution of Grenada, and as such, we thought that you were so important that we brought it to you. We're not saying that you have to vote on it, but we want to hear from you, because you may have something you want to say that may influence an aspect of it. We may tweak it a bit. But this government, in its arrogance, refuses to take it to the people of Grenada. I see Mr. Ruggles Ferguson is one I saw. I saw him. I saw Dr. Francis Alexis. And the argument seems to be around the necessity for a referendum. I think that is a point that we pass already. I think the discussion at this point in time is, do you need to rush to Parliament? What happened? Somebody going at, why is the rush to go to Parliament on the issue? You need to take the issue to the people in St. John, to go and speak to them. Yeah, we know you have a problem going up Clozier. That might help you fix it faster. Take it to the people of St. John. Speak to them. Say this is what we're doing. This is why we want to do it. Educate people. Go to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Educate them in relation to it. Say to them, this is what we want to do. This is the reason we're going to do it, and so on. Take it right around. Speak to the people and explain to them what you're going to do and the importance of you focusing on that at this point in time. Let them know it's not just about optics, smoke, and mirrors. Let them know it's not just to say, well, NNP couldn't do constitutional reform and we do constitutional reform, because that's basically what you all want to do. You all want to stand up in Parliament and say, well, NNP could do it and NNP didn't do it. Because you all are so arrogant that you don't realize that Dr. Mitchell, in his lack of arrogance, said, I am not going to allow my group to just make the decision on our own. There are several things that were brought there to the people of Grenada in a referendum format that really did not need to go to the referendum. You could have just go to Parliament and NNP had the numbers and could have just pass it and say we reform the Constitution. But no, that would be an arrogant thing to do, to just go and say you think you know best. Another area, another law, some kind of thing, but you see, when you're dealing with the Constitution of Grenada, you're dealing with the supreme law of the land. You're dealing with something that affects each and every single person on the island and those out of it as well. You're dealing with each and every Grenadian. You're dealing with each and every resident. You're dealing with each and every visitor. The Constitution of Grenada covers everybody within the state of Grenada. And again, those who are Grenadian citizens and residents who are outside of Grenada, it covers them as well. So if you're going to interfere with that, it is important for you to speak to them about it. Have a session in the US. All you know to go and have a session to go and wind down. All you know to have a session in relation to constitutional change. Have a session in Canada. Have a session. Good evening to you, my friends in Canada. Have a session in Canada. Have a session in the UK, wherever. But have sessions in relation to the constitutional change that you're going to make. Instead of that, there's the undue haste to rush to the Parliament of Grenada and just stick it in Grenadians' mouth. Yeah, take it. We could do it. We are. And again, in my personal opinion, the NDC does not have a 2/3 majority. Delma Thomas was not elected on an NDC ticket. It's NNP ticket she was elected on. When people went into the polling station on the 23rd of June, they went and they put their mark next to the house. They didn't put it next to the heart. So while it may seem as though the NDC has a 2/3 majority, in my view, they don't. Because Delma Thomas was not elected on an NDC platform. She ain't pay for she campaign for herself, you know. In my view, really, when she left the NNP, she should have resigned and run and have a by-election. She'd have seen what God she's serving, but she should have resigned and allowed there to be a by-election. I remember when Jack Warner in Trinidad left the UNC coalition after the 2010 general elections in Trinidad. He left the UNC coalition. He resigned from the party. He resigned as the MP. That forced a by-election. They had a by-election, and Father Jack was re-elected. He was lucky, but you know what happened the election after, which was just a year or two after, he lose. Bad too, eh? Real bad. But I'm saying, she was not elected on an NDC ticket. She was elected on an NNP ticket, and she wasn't elected as her. She was elected as the representative of the NNP. So in my mind, it is fictitious to say that the NDC has a 10 seat in the Parliament of Grenada at this point in time. Therefore, they have a 2/3 majority. I believe that is fictitious. Yeah? And the facts bear it out. In my view, she should have resigned. When she resigned from the party, she should have resigned from the parliament. Because people went and they give you your vote, their vote. Some people didn't like you, but they vote for NNP. I know people at election day, I had to beg them to go up and vote. Yeah? Beg them. Well, go and vote. I don't vote in for that woman. That woman, go up and vote. So they didn't vote for you, they vote for the party. And in some instances, they vote for some of us because we tell them. Yeah? Anyway, 14734407377. That's the number for you to call us on the WhatsApp and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? So again, when it comes to the okay, so somebody said me here it was the CC bill, CCJ. Yes, it was the CCJ bill. I was on the Constitutional Reform Committee. I know the thing, you know. Yeah, it's section 35 or somewhere there, if I remember. Was 36, right? Section 35 or 36, somewhere around there. On the CCJ bill, not the CCJ bill that came after the 2018 general election day. No, we're talking about the first constitutional reform process that took place. Yeah, when they brought back the CCJ, I don't think that was included as part of the entire thing with the CCJ. And let me see, someone has sent it here to me. Let me just see if I can pull that up because I did not have it. I just need to say that because I think the discussions that are being had there about the legality of doing it through Parliament is not the real discussion. The real discussion, and the government likes the fact that the discussion is on, oh, you should go to a referendum and you shouldn't do it through Parliament. The government likes that discussion because it's taking away from the real discussion. And the real discussion is, have you taken this to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique? We know I'm afraid to go in Petit Martinique. But have you taken this to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique? Have you spoken to them and told them what you are doing and why you are doing? Yeah? Have you spoken to them and told them that? Yeah? And let me see here now. I've got this in front of me here. Yeah, let me pull the accent. Yeah. So this is the Constitution bill from 2016. And the section 36 here spoke to, and everybody, when I see Claudette Joseph, just tell us section 36. Because she tried to embarrass the political leader of the New National Party but didn't realize she was embarrassing herself by making herself a damn fool. Yeah. The Constitution is altered by inserting in the appropriate place the following: oath of allegiance. 110B, the oath of allegiance to be taken and subscribed under the Constitution shall be set in Schedule 3 to this Constitution. Yeah? And alteration of Schedule 3 of the Constitution is altered in the oath of allegiance by deleting the words Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II to heirs and successors, and by substituting the word Grenada. Yeah? So that if you had voted in favor of that, we would not be having this discussion now. Yeah? But understand the contrasting way of doing business. The new National Party has said before and says right now, we agree with it. We agree with what you want to do. We even agree to an extent of how you're going and do it, but not the full process of how you're going to do it. Because they are rushing. You see, the Prime Minister likes to dazzle you with BS. Or in Trinidadian Hindi, gubar. He likes to dazzle you with that. So, it's let's do this, and then by the 1st of August and so on. And let me ask a question. They have a timeline, in the new bill, they have a timeline, I believe, that people must go, parliamentarians must go and take the new oath. What happens if one of the parliamentarians is out of the island? Does it mean that they are no longer parliamentarian? Because they have a timeline, like is within a certain amount of days or weeks or whatever, after the passage, the signing of the bill, that the parliamentarians must be here in Grenada to sign and take the new oath. And I'm saying, why is the necessity of all of that? Why could not that be put aside for at the end of the next election cycle? I'm not saying you don't have to pass it anytime soon, but I'm saying, what is the unnecessary rush? Why are they rushing to do this now? What is the hidden agenda behind doing this now? Is it a situation that some people want to say, I do this before other things happen? What is the rush? Take it to the people. They already said they're talking to people, oh, we the most transparent government. Transparent, my foot. Most transparent government, oh, we just take everything to the people. So why not take this to the people? Why not take this to the people? And then you're doing it in a situation that, quite frankly, you have no damn right to do it, because you do not have the 2/3 majority. Delma Thomas did not represent the NDC at the last general election. She stole the votes of the new National Party people and brought it to the NDC. Yes, she thieved it. And she bring it over to the NDC. Because these people did not vote for the NDC. They had the option. It was on the ballot paper. They did not put a message next to the heart. They did not put their mark next to the heart. They put it next to the house. Some of them didn't like her. They still put it next to the house. So to come and say that you're using the fact that she's now part of your administration and part of your parliamentary group, and you're going to utilize her to change an aspect of the Constitution, in my view, is quite disgusting. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night. Nutmeg State here.
Hey, Nutmeg State, how you doing?
All right, good. What I see happening there, that's a smoke screen to divert our attention of what's happening in Grenada. We do want. I don't like the Queen or the Queen anyway. That is going to pass.
Nobody wants to do that. So I mean, we're glad everybody wants that moved.
Yeah, but yeah. So that is not of great importance, but that is something to diverge what's happening. That's a smoke screen. We all know that's a smoke screen. It's going to last for a while, and then we forget what's currently happening in Grenada. That's number one. Now, there's another part of the Constitution that I'm very concerned about, that the one part. This allegiance to the Queen and the papal Pope, they could say to the Pope, I don't even care about these people and the Queen and the Pope. Okay.
Hold on, brother. Nowhere in the Constitution of Grenada has anything to do with the Pope.
Okay, no.
I don't want people getting the wrong understanding and people say we're giving them false information. Nowhere in the Constitution of Grenada makes any reference to the Pope. Yeah.
Pope. I was just being sarcastic when I said the Pope. You know, I know the Pope. I was just saying. But the other section in the where they have to make laws, and I was listening to one of the radio stations this morning, where there are laws that he mentioned where you are forced to take, like in the COVID, for example, where you are forced to take the thing. There are laws that now with this new constitution, forget the swearing in. There's another part where they have to make laws that doesn't have to go up to England. Isn't that correct?
None of our laws have to go up to England. None of our laws go to England. The Governor General signs on behalf of the king or the monarch. But all laws don't have to go to England. We are independent territory.
Yeah, but she would no longer be there, and which I am happy about that also.
No. Again, my friend, if this amendment is made, it does not affect the fact that we'd have a Governor General. We'll still have a Governor General because she has to administer the oath. So she's not removed. Yeah. We still continue with a Governor General carrying out basically the same role.
Yeah, but that is one step towards the republic that he is aiming at. Don't you see that? To make Grenada.
I understand that, and it's the same thing. The New National Party had this as part of the referendum because you take baby steps. You don't just go and say, well, we're changing this and we're changing it. Some people wanted the referendum to just change the whole constitution, but you're changing bits and pieces. America, which is America, their constitution, you have the thing amendment and this amendment and that amendment that people reference when they're talking about the different rights. The UK don't really have a constitution to talk about. But other countries, they do it piece. Some countries do the whole thing. It's just a different approach for different constitutions.
Yeah, but at the same time, this smoke screen that they're trying to ram down people's throat, there is putting a blindfold over the actual because when you look at it, the average man, the average guy who goes in the mountain, the guys who sell nutmeg for $3.50 a pound. I did that when I came to Grenada. $3.50 a pound. I mean, I pay a guy $25 to pick it up, and I make $40. I mean, you know, I remember when before we had people going and get prices for our nutmeg and our cocoa. I mean, during the tsunami in Indonesia, Grenada was the only country producing spices, and we didn't embark and we didn't exploit that we had the most nutmeg and cocoa.
Hold on, my friend. You know, I like to be correct. At that point in time, we could not, because the tsunami was a few months after Hurricane Ivan. 80% of our nutmegs and so were gone. So we could not export to the level that we needed to export. And at the same time, the tsunami hit the Indonesian coast and those countries. So we were in disaster and them was in disaster too. That was the year 2004. The tsunami hit on December 26th, 2004. I could tell you because in Trinidad at the point in time, I'd spent Christmas in Trinidad because of Ivan, who was out of the country. So, yeah. But go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, but do we have anybody lobbying for us in agriculture for our prices? Or do we or don't we?
Let me give you a story. Yeah? Years ago, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell met with the nutmeg farmers up in, I think it was Baines Hall, up in St. Andrew. He explained certain things to them and told them what they need to do so that this situation that exists now, where you're getting paid what you're getting paid for your nutmeg and so, he was explaining to them what they needed to do. Boss, them men, they run the man out of Grenville, you know. Them men and them get aggressive, and what Dr. Mitchell was telling them was the correct thing and the truth. But because it was him, and because you had different people with political leanings, they're pushing an agenda, they nearly run the man out of the place, you know. Is what they don't say, how they don't get on, you know. But he came and he told them there are certain things that the nutmeg farmers and association themselves need to do to be able to affect the prices. And so it's a long story. I don't have all the details. I know quite a bit of it, but I don't have all the details, so I wouldn't try to be no expert on it tonight. But I could tell you for a fact, Dr. Mitchell went and he spoke to the farmers many years ago, telling them what they need to do. Man, it's how they get on. He nearly had to run.
All right. Yeah, all right, I'll continue listening, but I am, just to say, I am for the change, but however, I am getting, I'm listening to the all the different radio stations and get as much. I don't have a constitution. I have to go through one online. But
man, I'll send one for you, man.
All right, all right.
I'll send one for
yeah,
you.
but okay, good. So yeah, all right, then I'll continue listening. Good night now.
Okay, bro, you have a good one. Yes.
All right, thanks, Baba.
Yes, indeed. 1473-440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man, I remember that thing, Doc. Doc telling them, man, listen, while you're doing do this thing. Consider this. Where and that is why up to now they're still receiving what they're receiving in relation to that. Yeah? Nice indeed. Yeah, folks. So again, let's make it clear, because you know there are people that like to take what we say and try and twist it and say NNP saying take it to the people, and they're going to leave out the part where NNP is saying discuss it with the people, not saying take it to a referendum. If you don't want to take it to a referendum, no problem. If you want the people to actually vote on it, no problem. Because my part is that you don't have a 2/3 majority. That's as far as I'm concerned. You do not have a 2/3 majority. No, that call is not a call for that. You do not have a 2/3 majority. Let me just tell that person now. Nice. You do not have a 2/3 majority. Yeah? Just in principle. And if you had any sort of morals, you would not come to the Grenada, but then talking about the Attorney General of Grenada and the Prime Minister and them, I mean, I have no kind of scruples. But you would not come to the Grenadian people and say to them that you had 2/3 majority and you could go ahead and do this thing. You cannot. You ought not to. Yeah? And if you do consider to do it, take it to the people first. Let the people have their say in relation to it. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
My brother, good night.
Good night, good night.
Yeah. On that constitution amendment they want to make there, I think it would be a good idea for them, as we were saying, to educate the people of Grenada, because their history changing moment. Take it to the schools. Let the children know what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
The process is not for yourself and your pride today. It's for the country. It's for the education of the people to know where we stand, what we're doing, and the progress we have made, or what we getting ourselves involved into, how we call ourselves, how we identify ourselves. So that's something that should be even going to the schools.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from the villages and the folks that are ready to the grave or what have you, still they need to know they have a right. But I think we should be going to the school and inform the people to the best of their ability, not just wanting to.
Here's something, my friend, that may sound very simple, but you may understand it a bit. When we were doing the 2016 process, there's a friend of my deceased, my uncle who is now deceased, one of his good friends, who worked in the UK for close to probably 30-something, 40-something years. This gentleman worked in the UK and came back to Grenada. And he had his various benefits, etc. He's getting due to the job that he held in the UK, that gentleman had. He met me outside of Gittins Pharmacy on Wall Street. And he was saying to me that he is worried. He's voting no, because if we go and move the Queen out from there or anything like that, he's afraid that he will lose his benefits.
It lose underneath his feet.
Right. So he, and not just him, but there were a lot of other people that were not clear in relation to what was taking place and were worried that there were benefits that they would lose. There were benefits that maybe even their children, who are UK citizens but may have moved back to Grenada or maybe floating between the two, or maybe in the UK and may one day decide they want to retire to Grenada, that those children may lose certain benefits. And he had a very interesting discussion with me in relation to that. That
Well,
he's voting, he considered it, and he said so, he considered it to be a selfish reason, but he is not voting in favor of it simply because of that. How do we know? We do have a lot of people like that right now.
But I don't think that the fear of him losing his benefits, I can see with him with that. But I don't think that your benefits, once your benefits are sealed.
We know that, but that is what caused him to
That's
say
his
he's
fear.
voting,
That's what,
and he's voting no. Just that fear, not that it's real, not that he would have lost his benefits, but there was that consideration in his mind that, hey, I go lose my benefits, and certain things that my children may be able to get, they may not be able to get again because all you go and break away, so we not part again, so I wouldn't get these things. That was a worry that he had.
I think we should just learn to have regards for the people and respect for the people, and not being trying to put chips on our shoulders to put adding titles or adding checks to biography or what have you. So consider the people of the nation. It's for the nation. It's not for you. Not for you and your party. It's for the nation. So the nation should know what we doing, how we operating in that atmosphere, what is expected when we do that, what is expected of us, what is the benefits we have offer it, and all of that should be transmitted to the population. Yep. Well, my brother.
Of course.
Hey.
All right.
What you say? What can you say? Time is longer than twine. All right. Have a great night.
I know she's there listening. All right, my brother. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Have a great night. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and that's a true story. During the constitutional reform process, a gentleman told me that the reason that he's voting no is not voting and nothing will make him vote because he's afraid he'd lose his benefits, that he had benefits that he was worried that he would lose. So he's not voting because of that. Not voting yes because of that. He's voting no. He's going out and vote, but he was voting no. Yeah? We have a caller online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, sir. How are you doing?
Hey, Papa, what go?
I'm good. Okay, so you mentioned something earlier. I went to a session with the media sometime last week with the Constitution Reform Committee, right?
Yeah.
And the amendment of Schedule 3 to the Constitution, one of those paragraphs said, provided that if for any reason any functionary did not swear or solemnly affirm to the oath of allegiance within those 7 days, because there was a paragraph before, I won't read that, such functionary shall be deemed to have sworn or solemnly affirmed thereto immediately upon the expiry of those 7 days. So I had asked Dr. Alexis
send that for me because I ain't too clear on that one, and that's what I was talking about. What happens if the person is not there in the 7 days?
I sent it to this number, WhatsApp.
Oh, you sent it to the wrong one, man. Send it to the next one. The next one.
Okay, but before I go, I must let people know that I had asked him to break it down, right? So he's saying like, well, obviously it says what it says. If you're not there when they're doing the new oath of allegiance and you're not back within that stipulated time, you were deemed. So I'm saying now, so what happens to the signature, right? So if they have to sign their stuff, and he says to me, once the Constitution deem you to have sworn, even if you're out between that time, signature don't matter, you're deemed to have sworn.
That's madness. That's madness.
Well,
that is madness.
Okay, so let me.
No, I'm not saying you mad.
No, I know.
I'm not saying that Dr. Alexis, because the utmost respect for Dr. Alexis, I'm not saying he mad. I'm saying that particular point there is madness.
So let me send it for you.
And I'm wondering why the necessity that within 7 days, and then can that be utilized afterwards to say that a person is no longer a member of the House or no longer a member of the Senate because within those 7 days they didn't sign, and then they're doing it at a point in time that, in fact, that would be assented to. By the time that is assented to, Parliament will prorogue, and at this time of year, July into August is when some parliamentarians would take a 2 weeks off. Who would they might go overseas for whatever reason, visit family. Some people, if they go to do medical, they decide they don't want to do medical home, they do it outside, and different things like that. They take 2 weeks or a week off during this time, and they're out. Usually when you check in by the middle of August, ending of August, most parliamentarians up in New York and different places. So you're going to put this in place at a point in time when people may not be around, and there's no necessity. Why does it have to be? Why? What is the foundation reason? What is the binding reason that it must be done in 7 days?
So let me go and organize and take a proper photo for you.
Yeah, send it for me. All right, brother. Thanks.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and that's the part that I had the problem with. Why does it have to be within that 7 days? You tell me the person didn't sign, but they considered. So you're saying that the old one is still in effect? I ain't too understanding that part at all. I had to call Dr. Alex myself for him to explain that one. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Good night, Cammy.
And good night to the Grenadian people home and abroad. Patty, Matthew, Mr. Watt, Dr. Mitchell, Peter David, Miss Yolande in Houseford. Good night. Good night to everybody who's listening to me. Sheldon, listening to me, Mr. Scott?
Yes, all right, yeah, man.
Watch, you know what these people are them doing me in Busheju? I have my breadfruit tree, I have a pear tree, and I have some coconut. And a man from Grenville gave me a few plants a few years ago by the name of Soup. I have a bus, and I plant them. I planted Sheldon, and all the coconut there. You know, he have two that is tall. I either had to get a water nut, I had to get somebody to climb.
Yeah.
But he have one right in my yard. It's short. I could pick it with my hand. Somebody go in the whole, they got the whole crop. A coconut, Papa God. They go with the whole crop. I am appealing to the neighbors and the parents to speak to your young children that come in. Young children and some of the men that picking me water now to stop it. Ask for one. Do not come in my place and pick my stuff. They go with all children. They don't leave one for me.
That's disgusting.
And it's not fair. Wicked people in bushes, we are doing that to stress me out. But all you cannot stress me out. I'm only begging you all not to come in my place when I'm not there. Because I go take all you to the cleaners and warning you all. It's not nice.
That's not nice and it's not good enough.
It is not. They go with the whole crop. And I have another one. I have another. You will have to get somebody to pick it out for me. And me pear. They come in and pick me pear as I leave. And I'm going down the passing and going to my place. And all these neighbors, they have the garden. I don't go in the garden.
One day, Congo tea. Let it go ahead.
It's not right, Sheldon. They're doing that to stress me out. They can't stress me out. They ain't stressing me out. What I want to say again. Well, watch. This place, I don't know what's going on in Grenada, you know. Everybody crying out. Everybody. And I won't tell no lie. I am speaking about Grenadians. I don't know why it's me they coming to Sheldon. I don't know why it's me they coming to and complain. And complain. It's tough. It's tough for the people. So a lot of us out here. Not everybody are talking. You have people are not saying anything. It's really rough. The busmen complaining. And if I lie after them. They complaining. Somebody hit zone. Somebody go out bus. So everybody crying out. Hey, that little boy there, good night. Good night, darling. Darling, good night. It's sad. I would really like that they do something to help. Give people work. Give some of the young people work. Give them something to do. Every day, Sheldon, the police passing with young men that going in that supermarket on St. John Street and just shoplift. And they go in the police station and the terminal and lock them up. Why do you think they go and thief? This is cheese and bread. And this man calling the radio Shaggy and say a lot of things happening in Grenada. Every day they go with a young man. The young people frustrated. They don't have nothing to do. I would like to give them something to do. Open the road walk. Give them a fortnight. Give them a fortnight, let they clean the road with all this bush. I'm calling on you, Mr. Prime Minister. Give them people more work. Eh? All the places, the roads are a big hole. That new road they open there in morning when my son-in-law died there. They among that big hole. All you give people work to fix the place. All you have money.
But Kami, also remember that area was supposed to have been paved, and remember the opening was supposed to be temporary. So
yes, I know.
And then they're supposed to close it and pave it, but we realized like temporary become permanent, like they forget about
and the
that.
amount of water, you have a water that coming out from the top where some people live in. So all of that, like when they wash and everything, it coming in the road. They have to do something about it, otherwise we got to pass in Montmartre again. So I'm begging, I know I listen.
And the thing is, I'm sure
I
that they haven't even done any work in the Mount Moritz area, because there's going to be a period in time when they have to close the road to do it again, so that you could pass.
Mount Moritz mash up.
Yeah,
they have got a lot of work to do.
But it's only it's only when we talk now they go rush to do it, Cammy.
Look at Clozier. I just watching TVN News. The road sink again. What they doing with all that money there? What they doing, Andy and Dick Mitchell and them? And he has some bad-minded Grenadians that say, you know, they're walking. My God, have mercy on us in this country. Anyhow, all you have a pleasant night.
Yes, indeed.
And who want to write thing about me, I could continue writing and living. Time breaking.
They can't come and do that over here.
No, they do it on Shaggy. They can't come and mess with you. Can't know you will deal with them.
Not here.
And Sheldon, some people drop something again today.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So I'll
3 people drop something.
Yeah.
3 people pass and drop something in your bottle.
Nice.
So good night to everybody and thanks and welcome.
All right.
We need each other in this country. Have a good night.
Thank you so
Dr. Mitchell, take a bow, sir. They could say what they want about you, Doc. They could say what they want. They go get it in the backside this when you the color election. Grenadian go deal with all you. They go deal with all you. Be waiting. Have a good night, sir.
All right, Cammy.
Bye-bye. Stop, come and pick me coconut and pick me pear and me breadfruit. All you have a your man. And go and walk garden. I respect to do my work. Sheldon, good night.
Good night, Cammy. Oh God. And folks, you hear noise in the background. No, that's not JJ. That's somebody is doing some drilling next door. So you may hear some noise out in the background of the location that I am at. All right, and Mr. Adrian Watts, we want to thank you so very much. Yeah, we see you donate towards the Friday night program, and we'd like to thank you so very much. 14734407377. That's the number to call and get on the inside. You know, the caller called a while ago, and they spoke about the price of nutmeg. And you know, when I was going through the document here, the Gazette. The price of the nutmegs is actually in the Gazette. Yeah, it's something that they Gazette. And you see, you were speaking about $3 a pound here. And that's it. Green nutmegs, $3 a pound. Number 1 mace, $9. Number 2 mace, $5. Number 3 mace, $3. That's effective as of the 1st of July. And this, they said, was a correction of a mistake that they made the previous week, because the previous week, they had the green nutmegs at $3.50, so they find the 50 cents. They take out the 50 cents. They had it at $3.50. They say, nah, boy, mistake. We can't give them fellas that 50 cents on it. So they take out the 50 cents. They say that was a mistake, and now it is at $3 a pound for the nutmeg. And again, I do apologize for the noise in the background. It's unavoidable at this point in time. Yes, indeed. 1473-440-7377. That is the number for you to get on to the inside of tonight's program. But also, you know, there was something else that was very interesting in the gazette that came out. And this is it, that the Integrity Commission is now in place. Yeah, no certain parliamentarian like to hear that. The Integrity Commission is now in place. And therefore, all of us as Grenadians have to call on the Integrity Commission to do their work. So this has been gazetted pursuant to Section 4, Subsection 1 of the Integrity in Public Life Act, number 24 of 2013, which I was one of the people on that. Yeah, I do that too. Which established the Integrity Commission. The public is hereby informed that the Governor General, Her Excellency Dame C. La Grenade, acting in accordance with Section 4, Subsection 2, appointed the following persons to the Integrity Commission with effect from the 1st of June. So the effect is of the 1st of June, not the 1st of July. The 1st of June, 2025, for a period of 2 years. Miss Gillian Bristol, barrister at law. That's the chairperson. Mr. Ronald Peters, accountant. He's the deputy chairperson. Mrs. Deborah Mitchell, attorney at law, as a member. Mrs. Anne David Antwine, who is the representative of His Majesty's opposition. Mr. Justin Campbell, representative of the Prime Minister and member. Mrs. Mrs. Augustine, representative of the Conference of Churches, and I'm very sorry I've been unable to pronounce your name. It is not a name that I often come across. And Bishop Devon Roche, representative of the Alliance of Evangelical Churches. So the committee has been appointed, effective date the 1st of June. So now what we need to find out is if these, and we can't say all the individuals there because realize that you might see a name that the opposition has one person there, but they outnumbered by the others. Right. So it is now a situation where we have to find out if the Integrity Commission is going to accept the information that has been provided by Ms. Jenny Simon, if they are going to investigate that and get back to us, the Grenadian people. Or will they obfuscate on an issue like this and say that, oh, she didn't bring enough information or some kind of thing? We await. We want to hear what is going to take place, because you're hearing a lot of things out there and people providing information. You can tell pretty soon somebody might go to the Integrity Commission. It might as well be Mr. Jonathan Lacrette. What's stopping you from going to the Integrity Commission and saying, this is the information I have on what is taking place in Lotto, deal with it? The line minister who was there before, which was Mr. Ron Redhead, he oversaw the corruption that took place in the National Lottery Authority. He was there as the minister and the corruption take place under he watch. You came and spoke about it, you pay the price. And right now, number 10 is the minister with responsibility for Lotto, ain't it? And the same people are there doing the same thing, which we would call corruption. As such, is she aware? She must be aware. This has been a topical issue throughout the country. Is she making any attempt to try and deal with the situation? That is doubtful. That is doubtful. Yeah? Come up twice in one program tonight, girl, you're lucky. So the present Minister of Sports with responsibility for the National Lottery Authority needs to address the issue. If not, the present minister and the former minister both need to be dragged before the Integrity Commission along with the members of the board of the National Lottery Authority for what is taking place there. And there is evidence. There is evidence. It was presented to the Prime Minister according to the words of Mr. Jonathan Lacrette. So there is evidence. It has to be taken up. And the Integrity Commission is now in place. All you do have no excuse. Whether it is looking into the situation with the Cliff Road and we hear they go in and change contractor and all kind of things. Smokes and mirrors. Smokes and mirrors. All you vex because certain information come out and all kind of thing and now all you want to go and change this and change that and move this one and move that one and thing. All already lie down in bed together, all you flee. All you flee. Itch, scratch, all you flee. I'm going to talk about thing now. We need to change the contractor on the project. It is the incompetence of the ministry. And who is the minister in charge? Who is incompetent? It's the same prime minister who since last year telling us, oh, we have to get this done by that time and we'll do this by this time and that kind of thing. If he was spending the time in Grenada and if he was paying attention to the Ministry of Infrastructure, things like what going on in Clozier and what going on with that cliff project would never have taken place. If he had spent the time he's supposed to spend doing what he's supposed to be doing, those things would never have taken place. I could contrast him, because anything they do, I could contrast it on the NNP side. The Honorable Emlyn Pierre came in as Minister of Youth, Sport and Religious Affairs. I was a junior in that ministry. The announcement was made, the Chinese going to rebuild the stadium because in one of the first meetings Dr. Mitchell go with Madam Wu, he said, listen, hey, this thing they're talking there about one stadium. No, it's stadia. Or they had to build the next one. So the stadium that the NDC of 2008 to 2013 was saying there was no funding for and no provision for, suddenly, as soon as NNP came back in office, there was provision and everything for it because it's there right now and they're using it. It's right there to go in and hold Carriacou games in Emlyn Pierre and Keith Mitchell Stadium. Because on a daily basis, and anybody, again, who is being truthful to themselves can tell you that the Chinese ambassador nearly every day at different points in time used to be in the ministerial complex, going to the Ministry of Works and coming to Minister Emlyn Pierre. Minister Pierre, we're thinking about putting this here, we're thinking about changing around that. We've come up with an issue here, so that if you had asked Emlyn Pierre any question about any part of that stadium, I think she probably know down to the bolts that were used to put the seats and them down. Because she was very involved in the whole thing. It was a major project under her ministry, which is why it was finished, within time and within budget. So by the time Carriacou Games came around in, was it 2016? By the time Carriacou Games came around, Grenada had this spanking new stadium. And that is how you do things. You keep on top of it. You follow what is taking place as the minister. If you have to do it daily, do it daily. But you see, this government is all about looks. But others dress nice. You see how others look, boy? I put on a white suit, boy. Give them a Gary day. You see, I put on give them a Maurice. Trying to be everything but themselves. And the only thing, because if they're being themselves, Grenadian people would see them for what they are, which is incompetent and incapable of getting the job done. So now you have the inconvenience to travelers on the East Coast that continues because the ministry, blame the contractor, all them contractor getting blamed for everything now. It's always contractor. When was Mullen here? No, don't blame the ministry and the leadership of the ministry. Blame the contractor. Now you have problems with the Woburn Cliff thing. No, don't blame the ministry, blame the contractor. You have problems up in Clozier. No, don't blame the ministry, the contractor. Everything is always shift blame onto somebody else. So right now the contractor is getting the blame up there for that cliff project. A project that should have been completed by now. You think if we had a minister of works, the likes of a Gregory Bowen, the likes of a Clarice Modest, the likes of a Brenda Hood, you think if we had a minister of works, the likes of these people, Senator Nolan Cox, that project is done already and done properly, it is finished, but it's because of the individuals who are in charge. Because how you could have a group of people as staff that when the NNP is in office, they're getting it right. When the NDC is in office, all kind of shipping is happening. Nothing wrong with the staff. The staff ain't doing nothing to make it not happen. The leadership is the failure. There is a lack of leadership, incompetence in the leadership. And right now we have gotten to the stage that the Prime Minister needs to give up the Ministry of Infrastructure. He can't handle it. The man can't handle. Point to one major infrastructural project that was left by the NNP and completed by the NDC that the Prime Minister had a hand in doing. One. Name one. They messed up the Molyneux Road so much. It went months. Up to now it's still incomplete because they're still supposed to go back and pave it. But they ain't even had the sense until we saying it now. Hey, idiots, go and fix the Mount Moritz Road because you're going to have to pass people through the Mount Moritz Road again while you pave the Molyneux Road. So go and fix it. We had to tell you that too. Yes, we and we children and we family had to pass. So we're telling you now. We ain't telling you to make you look good. We're telling you because we know all you're incompetent and we want we family to survive. Go and fix it. Stupidness. Fix the road. Because you have to pave over the Molyneux Road. But that's the level of incompetence of the group of people that we're dealing with. They do not have any foresight. When people start to cuss them on something, they rush and try and do it. So it's like anything you want done. In Grenada, Carriacou, or Petit Martinique, you have to cuss. Tell me, today, 14th day of July 2025, do we have a single house handed over in Petit Martinique yet? Maybe I missed it. I've been paying more attention to a project that I'm working on. Can anyone let me know? Do we have a single house handed over in Petit Martinique yet? Maxan, I sure I see you on a little earlier. Yeah? Do we have a single house? Uno. Yeah? One. Do we have a single house handed over in Petit Martinique? Since January we're hearing, oh, we're building. Then the other day we hear we're 90% complete. Do we have a single house, one, handed over in Petit Martinique? For the people of Petit Martinique. Somebody message me and tell me. It might have been done and I did not see it. Izzy, leave me alone. Izzy, behave yourself, eh? Nice, right. Yeah, do we have a single, let me check the chat here and see. Probably somebody telling me about today because I have not seen it. I want to know if it's a single house that has been done. No, I ain't seen nothing there. No, nah, that thing, right? Nah. Right, nah. Maxan, let me know. Any houses been handed over? I haven't passed in Molyneux Road for several months. I haven't passed there for nearly 3 months. So I'm unaware of the situation there. What I'm hearing is that it needs to pave. Now remember, the road was opened, quote unquote, the press release said temporarily to allow for the flow of traffic. I believe that was Christmas last year, right? To allow for the flow. And it would have to be closed again from what we understood so that it could be paved. Yeah, waiting on that still. What happened? Do I bitumen? Only waiting for Renault to put up the one up there where only ain't consult nobody on. Only waiting for Renault to put up that to get the bitumen to go and... What are you waiting on? Where's the problem? Yeah? Somebody says here they ain't even cutting the bush. Another one say it have so much hole, not pothole, water hole. Yes, indeed. And Edmund Kalisa is saying, we are in support of the change, but we must have our people's involvement in that process. Not just some MPs in Parliament, including an MP who did not get her mandate from their side. She got her mandate from the other side. And if you want to change something in the Constitution, I believe it should change that when a person resigns from a party, they should also automatically resign the parliamentary seat. Take a back seat for the rest of the time. Is people from that party vote for you. But I believe that once you resign from the party, you're supposed to automatically give up your seat. You ain't taking my vote and go and give it to NDC. Look at the same people that she vote and she bring it for. It's the same people that pressure in them now. You take the NNPI's vote in St. Andrew, Northwest. You give it to the NDC. You thief it and bring it for the NDC. And the same NDC is the ones pressuring them same NNP people that vote for you. That should never be right. Call yourself a Christian, you should have resigned and face the by-election. But you know what will happen when elections come. So you don't want to face a by-election. Afraid that. Yeah? Should go and face a by-election. You will learn what God is serving. That's what you had to do. Yeah? Folks, we quickly running out of time. 14734407377. And let me give you all the information in relation to the other bit here. And that is this. And let me pull it up here so you all can see what I'm talking about. For the Gazette. Now, this week, the official consolidated list of electors as of the 30th of June. Yeah, that will be coming out. So you need to check the voters list. Yeah, the general public is hereby informed that the official consolidated list of electors as of the 30th of June 2025 will be available for inspection from Thursday, 17 July 2025. There shall be a 7-day period for claims and objections regarding the list from the 17th to the 24th of July 2025. The consolidated list can be found in each parliamentary elections constituency office and the post offices, police stations, medical stations, and other public places. Requests for alterations or corrections of any error in the name, address, or polling division of any registered person should be submitted to the registration officer of that constituency on or before the 24th of July 2025. Everyone, and particularly those who were registered during the quarter April to June 2025 are advised to inspect the consolidated list to ensure that his or her name is properly included. The list should be checked to establish whether there is any name included in it that should not be there. So the electoral officer as well telling you, check for them name and them are them people that shouldn't be there. A list of the names, addresses, and contact numbers of the registration officers is attached. So you have the list of the various registration officers here. Yeah? For the different areas. Nice. Yeah. But you see this one here? That one need to go. Yeah? Hang that jack. The jack need to go. And I mean hang as in do violence to them. I'm talking about in the playing cards type of way. Yeah? Because right now they're trying to hijack the process. And we will not allow them to hijack the process in Carriacou. Jack have to go. Yeah? Jack have to go. Don't allow them to hijack the process. You can't be going to election with a person who will become the returning officer on election day, the person totally in charge of the electoral process, but they're going all political meeting and thing. What kind of stupidness are you going on? Arthur, between you and the Governor General, move the girl. She had to go. I'm telling you. So they can't find nobody in Carriacou, Petit Martinique, who is of the ilk that you can place as the registration and future returning officer for Carriacou, Petit Martinique. You're trying to say that there's nobody in the island that competent enough to be able to handle that? Is that what you're all trying to tell us? You have all these people who have left the public service and so in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I could call names, of people that are more than competent, who you can't say there's NNP, you can't say there's NDC. When NNP was there, they work. When NDC is there, they work. Yeah? And none of them used to go and sit down in no NNP meeting. There are several people I could tell you like that. At least they had the decency to know not to do something like that. But again, can accuse NDC of decency. That's one. I ain't going to accuse them of that. I want to end up in court and them kind of thing. Next thing, them people want to bring me to court, say a line on them and accuse them of being decent. I ain't going to do that. But folks, this list that is coming out is the consolidated list, not the addendum. The addendum would be within it. But this is the consolidated list. So this is the list that has all of our names on it. So we need to check and make sure that our names are there. So now it's not just the process of checking the list to see who is them new people they put on there and if they're really from which area. Now is the process of checking the list, and first thing we're checking for, we're making sure that our name is there. So we've been registered. We have to make sure that our names remain on the voters list. And a warning about this, I know of an election that on election day, a particular candidate find out that 67 of the people, they could not find them on the voters list. 67, needless to say, that candidate lost. 67 of the people, election day, they could not find them on a list. No way in the constituency, not even in the next constituency, they could not find these people. Like total slackness. Yeah? Total slackness. I'll never forget it. Needless to say, that candidate lost. And we cannot allow these kind of things to happen in our context. We cannot allow that to happen. So we have a responsibility to vet our voters list. You have the consolidated voters list coming out now. It means that everybody in the state of Grenada who is registered to vote as of the last day of June is going to be on that list. It means if an election is called next week or week after, these are the people, together with the one or two that might register last week, this week, and so. These are the people that can vote in a general election. Remember, the qualification is to be on the list. You could go to vote and you don't have your ID and you have to be allowed to vote if your name is on the list and they could identify you inside there. You have to be allowed to vote. It is preferable to have your ID and make the process much smoother and don't have to go through all this me signing thing and all kind of nonsense. But if you don't have your voter's ID, that cannot stop you from voting. The qualification for being an elector on elections day is not having your ID. It is having your name on the voters list. So in the same way, you want to vote and you want to make sure that your name is on the list, you have to check to make sure that those who do not belong to your constituency but want to decide that you must keep the same incompetent leadership that you have now, those that want to keep that, or in the constituencies where NNP is in power now, they want to try and kick the NNP out. So they send people inside there who do not belong to the constituency to register. You have a responsibility of finding these people, putting a face to every name in every polling division, and kick out them that have no right to be there. And you have just a few days to do it. So the list is coming out Thursday. This weekend you should be busy. This weekend you have to be busy. Yeah? We have a caller online. Hello, good evening.
Yes, Mr. Sheldon Scott, I want to go and check and see if my name is there.
You must.
I'm going to go, yes. I'm glad you're reminding the people. I'm going to go in the office. I'm going to go and check.
They
just put the list by Leslie in Boucherjou.
Good.
In the bay.
Good.
I'm voting in Brizan. I can't wait. I can't wait. Now one check. I can't wait. You think the joke I'm making? I don't like these people. I want them to go. I want them to go. I'm going to go and check before I go down in the morning. I'll go and check.
It is not out yet. It's coming out on Thursday.
Okay, so Thursday this week.
Yeah, Thursday.
I want them to go. I want Dikna them to go, Papa God. I'm tired of these people. Have a good night.
All right, my dear. Yes, folks, do like Cami. Check the list. It's out from Thursday. Yeah, and this is not just the addendum, not just the new people that added. The new people that added, they will be on that list too, but you will be on the list. Well, should be on the list. Don't take it for granted that you're on the list. Don't take it for granted. Next thing, it has some error and a list come out without you on it. It's computers, and you're dealing with an outdated system. One, we're dealing with an outdated computer system from back in the year 2010. No, it's not NNP that put it in place. The system that's being used on the computer system is also outdated. The company that put it in place don't exist again. So things can happen, errors can take place, and we don't know if malicious actors will be able to get into the system and do what they want to do. Next thing, man name disappear, all kind of thing. Electoral officer even realized that because some malicious actor has got into their system and done what they have to do because this system is outdated. And no moves are being made to fix the system or get a new system for whatever reason. Maybe there are people that want malicious actors to be able to get into the system and do what they want to do. But we have to check the voters list. People, if you ain't listened to anything else I say this year, listen to this. Check the voters list. Make sure your name there. Your children who could vote name there. Your husband or your wife, make sure they name there because you might just take it for granted and then find out on election day their name not on the list. Check for those who dead too, you know, because we want their name off the list. So take a note. All the people that are dead in your area, and when you're checking the list, you see their name popping up still. Tell the constituency office, the constituency lead for your area. Yeah, the person who in charge for NNP in your area, go to them. Let them know, hey, I'm seeing these 5 dead people, these 7 dead people still on the list. They need to come off. I'm seeing these 3 dead people in this community. They need to come off. Yeah? So let's do the work. Let's get it done because it can make the difference between victory and losing. I told you all, there's a seat that a man win by 1 vote this year. 1 vote in Turks and Caicos Islands. 1 vote. Audley Skippings win by 356 to 355. 1 vote. So every single vote counts. Check the list. All that should be there, we're good with that. All that shouldn't be there, kick them off. Get them off the list. Yeah? We need to ensure that we have a proper list in place for the general elections that are coming up. And remember, it is not a general election that the NNP going to call. So it's not Dr. Mitchell going and call a rally and ring the bell and announce election date. It is not the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, leader of His Majesty's opposition, political leader of the New National Party, that's going to call a rally, call all NNPites together and anybody else that wants to come and ring a bell and say election is next summer. No. It is Deacon Mitchell. And he could call a rally and do it. He could do like I know a former Prime Minister trained that sent out a press release. The Parliament is dissolved. Elections called. The late Patrick Manning. That was the one that he lost in 2010, I believe. Send out a press release. Yeah? Or they have a meeting, or they just do a national address. I'm dissolving the Parliament. They could do that. That is not our concern. Our concern is to be ready for when that happens. Our concern is not to sit down speculating, but you're going to call it this time, you're going to call it that time. That is not our concern. Our concern as a political organization is to be ready, so whenever it is called, we are able on election night to sing the song, we on the move, and ain't nobody can stop us now. Yeah? Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. We'll be on tomorrow night with more talking points for you. Folks, keep the donations coming in. It is helping us in putting together the Friday shows and possibly the Sunday shows when we do get the time. All right? So, from those of us here at Talking Points, here, you know it's me and Javon, right? And here on the back day, right? Good night. And in everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you.